So this is an Elddis Crusader Typhoon. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake. We'll take you through this in person here on site. Front of the van you've got two gas bottle tie downs. And you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead, and the gas pipe work is available separately should you need that. On the side of the van you have your Elddis heating flue for your heating and hot water systems. This is there to essentially allow the heating system to breathe. So you don't ever cover that up, as it does get hot while it's being used, and you'd never cover it up essentially. You have your wind down legs on either side of the van at the front. They are there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. If you lifted the caravan with the wind down legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You have your water pump connection coming into the side of the van, so the water pump drops down inside the act roll itself, and then the blue fitment here pushes into the side of the van, and you can lock it into place by pulling the cap down. It has that locking tab at the top there. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts so they're set to the correct setting. You then have your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. So you put your key in, open it up, put your water in with a funnel and a bottle or watering can, for instance. Fill that up to 3.5 litres and then put your cap full of the pink in, and that'll be your flush system filled. Then have your toilet locker at the bottom, which is very simple to use. You press the two buttons in, so you unlock the locker on that side, open the lockers up, pull the toilet waste cassette out. To tip it away, you've got a neck that turns out on the front of it, which turns out 90 degrees, so that, like I said, that waste can be tipped away. You've got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. And you'll need to put 1 litre of water in there and a capful of the blue fluid prior to use. On the rear of the caravan you've got your two wind down legs, so you've got one on either side again, and like I said at the front, you would never lift the caravan with these legs. Coming down the door side, you've got your two fridge vents. The fridge vents are there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit, and also take in some cool air. And behind the top one there'll also be a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Battery locker on the side of the van, two terminals on top, 12mm spanner will release those if you ever need to, and then you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan, which connects to the power on the site you are on. You've got access to the storage underneath the front seating area through the next locker along, barbecue gas point, and your wind down legs on either side at the front again. Go inside the caravan. First of all, you're going to need to turn on the main power. So you're going to come down to the control panel down by the door. Once you've got your power connected and your water connected on the outside, you're going to turn that power supply on. You've got your voltmeter on the control panel as well. You've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your water heating power on, so you need to have that on to allow power to go to the water heating at the top here, heating and hot water system at the top here. And I'll take you through the control panel here in a moment for the heating and hot water. To fill the water system on board the caravan, underneath the seat on the right hand side, you will find a yellow drain down valve. Now, to fill the water system up, that yellow drain down valve needs to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. To drain the system down, that valve would have to point upright towards the bottom of the seat, but like I said, to fill the system you'd have it parallel with the floor, and then you go over to each tap on board the caravan, which is the next thing we're going to do. You're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, I've already filled the system up, but you can open all the taps up on the hot side, and then once you've done that, you're going to come over to the control panel where you've got your water pump and turn the water pump on. Once the water system's full, as it is now, you can then shut each tap off. You'll never turn off the water, you'd never shut the taps until that water system is running water continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. Once you've got the water system full, you can actually start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So you have the control panel here up on the wall for the Elddis heating and hot water. In the top left hand corner, when it clears up, I do apologise. There we go. You can click on to get the heating and hot water to actually come on. You'll come across to the right and you've got your room temperature, so you've got plus and minus to set your room temperature. Then you can press store reset if you wish to. Don't need to, you can actually just go across to the next option. You've then got your hot water on or off. Next one to the right is gas on and off. So essentially you can run the heating and hot water system on either gas or electric. To turn on the gas supply, you need to make sure the gas bottle is turned on in the front locker. I would advise before you try and ignite it that you get gas through to the hob, because that's the last point on the gas system generally. And then click on the control panel, and that will allow the heating and hot water system to warm up on the gas. Next one across is mains power. So if you want to run mains power come into the caravan for your heating and hot water, you'll have to select 1 or 2 kilowatts on the control panel, and that will depend on the amount of power you have coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. In the top right hand corner there is an indicator to let you know you've got mains power coming into the caravan, and that will always be there if you have mains connected. If you don't see that and you've got mains connected, I'd probably advise you go and check to make sure the power post is turned on, or you've got the power turned on inside of the caravan. So that is your heating and hot water control panel. Very simple to use. So like I said, on off for the actual controls itself. You've then got your room temperature, water temperature, gas on, electric on or off depending on what power supply you want to use, and mains power coming into the caravan. You can actually set on this control panel as well timers for your heating and hot water. I would advise you read the manual for that. You'll essentially go through the control panel, it'll come up with some more options at the bottom when you hit the right buttons. But if you go through the manual for the heating and hot water system, that will explain exactly how to do that. You've then got your fridge, so you've got mains power, you've got your power on the front of the fridge. You've got mains power coming into the caravan, so we're going to run the fridge on mains at the moment. You can control the temperature of the fridge on mains or gas on the button on the right hand side. The higher you go with the blocks, obviously the colder the fridge will be. Press the button again and you've got your 12 volt supply from the car. So when you're towing down the road, essentially you can use the fridge as a cool box. So connect the car at the front of the caravan before you start travelling. You can have the control panels turned off over there, you don't need to have them on. You can turn the fridge on and then select the 12 volt mode, and if the blue light is solid, then the fridge is working as a cool box. It won't get everything completely cold, but it will just keep temperatures maintained on stuff, as in the sense of if you've got some beers in there that you've already got cold, or a bottle of wine, then it will maintain the temperature. It won't chill them even more, it will just maintain essentially. Gas supply, if you want to use gas for your fridge system, again you'd go to the hob, let the hob ignite, then you'd let the gas system ignite through there. If it failed to ignite, the blue light here at the bottom would flash, because that is essentially your pilot light, and it will come up with an error code 9 on the right hand side, sorry. Again, on gas you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. Microwave, hob, oven and grill all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. If you're unsure on any of these, there will be manuals inside the caravan, but we always advise that you make sure you get the gas through on the hob first before you ignite anything else on board the caravan. Going into the bathroom now. We've got an electric flush on the toilet system on top, so the blue button on top is your electric flush. You have a full indicator light for your toilet waste cassette, so if the toilet waste cassette is full, that light will essentially illuminate red to let you know it is full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, so it turns through 180 degrees essentially. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure the toilet itself is pointing straight across the caravan to the cabinets opposite. Below the toilet you have your grey waste handle. You'd need to open up the grey waste handle to allow the toilet waste into the cassette underneath the van. If that cassette trapdoor essentially is open, when you try to remove the cassette, it will actually lock the cassette in place. So you'd need to make sure you shut that off, the same as having the toilet pointing straight across the caravan towards the front, towards the opposite side of the caravan. So that is the Elddis Crusader Typhoon. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you for now. Bye bye.